Well, here we are on the fourth and final day of the Lake Hartwell FLW tournament. We've started out with Clark Wendlandt, who is leading the tournament. He's the man everybody's trying to catch. Clark is on about his fifth stop right now, and the clouds are a big factor for him this morning. It got a little cooler last night when I stepped out of the room for the first time, and since I've been here all week, the air temperature was awful cold, and you know that might have a big effect on these bass. It might have pulled them off. All they have to do is just pull just 2 or 3 feet back in the guts of these pockets, wait on the sun to come out later on, and that will affect all the sight fishermen. It just, you know, it just doesn't have them up there where they're easy to see. So we know that wind is a big factor because he's running around trying to find protected pockets. He's hasn't been able to connect on anything just fishing so far this morning. So you can just tell that things are a little off, but you know, that's one of the best in the business right now. He knows that that sun might pop out a little bit later on. His confidence is riding high. I talked to him this morning, and he seemed cool, calm, collected. He's just going to fish a whole lot of new water today, and that's been the key to his success all week. You know, that's the key to a good sight fisherman, is when they don't get too focused and waste a lot of time on small fish and in areas where they've already been. So he's power poled down twice right in this little area right here that's protected. He probably sees one. He may see a bed or may see a fish. We don't know, but Clark Wendlandt working hard this morning on the final day, probably waiting on some sunshine. All right, as you can see, Clark has knelt down on this bass. I just talked to him and I asked him how big it was. He said it was over 3 and that he needs it really bad. He doesn't have anything this morning. It's a couple hours into the morning. Things have been really slow, so he's found this fish and he's just using everything to his advantage. He's kneeling down. He's being real sly. Evidently he got up on this fish a little too hot with his trolling motor. Instead of backing off with his trolling motor, he just put his power poles down, knelt down. He's just sneaking up on it. He says it's 50-50 whether he can catch this bass or not. He moved his net around, so hopefully that's a good sign. He feels like he can catch it anyway. He says he really needs this bass bad. He needs it for his confidence. He knows the time is ticking away. He's still got plenty of time. He's got 6.5 hours to still do his damage. But this fish right here is that quality of fish that will keep him in the lead. All right, he's got his fish on. Oh, get him in the net, Clark. Come on, get him in the net. Yeah. All right. There it is, fish number 1. You know, it looked like we were going to get out of the first quarter with no score, but that's a touchdown right there. You know, it's probably a lot of guys catching a few fish, catching up with him. That was a shot fired right across the bow of their boat right there. Looks like it's a 3-pound fish. That's the quality that Clark needs right there to finish this thing out. You know, the sun's popping out. We've got a lot of time left. Man, I look for Clark to finish this deal today. I really do. That's just my gut feeling. I know there's a lot of great fishermen in this crowd, but he's fixing to get the weather that he needs. I mean, not ideal weather, but he's getting the kind of weather he needs to finish this thing. I look for him to do it.